Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's St. Jude's charity event presented by the Elite Racing Network. My name is James Watson, and I am joined by Zach Emel. First of all, Zach, how you doing tonight?
It's a great night. It's exciting to be here to do this, and I think track times are looking pretty good. I think it's going to be really competitive. How are you feeling tonight about tonight's race?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's our first time dealing with the brand new Gen 4 cars, and more importantly, it's a race for a cause. Tonight's race was privately sponsored to help promote awareness for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. The event was to be open to any and all drivers who donate, and every dollar raised for the organization will be matched 1-for-1. Any viewers at home who wish to donate can use the links and information provided during our broadcast. Qualifying is underway for the first race of tonight here at the wonderful Chicagoland Speedway. And if you've been paying attention to what's been going on behind the track facts, you'll see a few drivers are still getting used to the how you say tendencies of this brand new stock car. As I saw a few cars end up in the infield, I get the feeling that that might not be the only time we see that happening in tonight's festivities.
I definitely agree with that. I think it's going to be a night of, unfortunately, cautions. I feel like Chicagoland's one of those tracks where you can be quick, but if you're too quick, you're just going to get thrown into the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see. Kind of excited for tonight. Got a bunch of good racers out here tonight. I think qualifying did just end. So let's get going to the grid here.
And on the front row, we have Tate Lytle in the 56 and Jonathan Cutlip in the 13. P3 features Leighton Norgard in the 12th and David Tooker in the 26. Ethan Stanley in the 91 accompanies row position 5 with Borges in the 42 and P6. Row 4 features Gavin Hibbs in the 95 and Gerald Campbell in the 31. Matthew Weeks in the 11 in P9 and Jesse Racimus in the 70, rounding out your top 10. And I will toss over to Zach for the rest of our starting grid.
Right behind Jesse is Jaden Racimus, the number 1 car. Right behind him is Justin Vandemeyer. Then behind him we have Zach Evans, and then right besides him we have Daniel Gore. And then the row behind them we have Christopher Albrecht, I believe. I'm sorry to butcher your name. Albrecht, thank you. And next to him is Andrew Hardcastle, with Justin Wedsworth behind him. Next to him in the number 9 car, Jay Connors. And then right behind him is Jay Connor. Oh, yep, no, that's right. William D. White and then David Hackelberg behind them. Samuel Butwell and then Talon in the 22 there. And then we have Trey Holmes in the 8 and then Jacob Adams in the 88 car right beside each other. Dustin Durr in the 32 and then beside him Connor Thompson. And then rounding out your grid here is Norman Wedsworth.
Alrighty, and there your 27 drivers prepared to do battle for the first race of tonight. Tonight's race is a 50-lap opener here at Chicagoland before we take it to the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway, because, of course, can't have an opening race without Daytona. Little early plug for tomorrow's season opener for the 2003 Cup Series presented by 3Y TV. And it looks like we already have Tate Lytle going to the back of the field. A couple guys going to the back.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if they asked for feel well. So try to see if they can do a last first challenge here.
So that'll be pretty interesting, especially with these new Gen 4 cars, as everyone's still trying to get used to them. It'll be interesting to see if Tate Lytle can come back. And he was the quickest overall in qualifying, putting up a 30.7. So he's definitely going to be the person to watch for tonight. I don't know about you, but I think for my race pick, I'm going to choose Tate Lytle. I know he's starting in the back, but we'll see how it goes.
I will take David Tooker, and here we are at the restart zone, and green means go. We're underway at Chicagoland.
It's a great.
Yeah, I was just about to say, good initial start from the 12 here.
All right, looks like he's pulling away a little bit here, right in front of the 15 car as we come around into the backstretch into 3 and 4 here, pulling an early lead.
Yeah, we already seeing a lot of drivers trying some different lines out here. That's the fun of Chicagoland, is that you have multiple lines to use at your disposal. Some will try to bottom feed, some may say Harvick, the inside line. You see the middle, and you can even rip the top. See the 42 getting real close to that outside wall.
You got to be running really close to that, coming in through that back straightaway if you want to get run into 3 and 4, especially for the people that are sticking to the bottom, which it looks like that's the favorite line tonight. As we have your leader pulling an even bigger gap here. The gap is closing in, but we'll have to wait and see how this line progresses throughout the night as tires wear on. I don't know how much you believe tonight's going to be a tires race, but I don't believe it is. As we continue on down through here into 3 and 4 for the 4th time.
I feel like this is probably going to be a pretty tire-intensive race, actually. I think the way these cars are just to naturally kill the tires with all that horsepower and not a whole heck of a lot of downforce on these things. Plus, Chicagoland isn't the nicest on your tires as well, so even a 50-lap race, you're still going to want to worry about how much tire you're burning off on these things.
It's going to be interesting to see when we get pit stops if we're going to have green flag. It looks like we're doing pretty well so far. Hopefully they don't give us the commentator's curse here as we come around. Still no change up front. There's a little fighting there between the 31 and 42 as he gets to position finally, coming into the back straightaway. I think he's going to look at second place there. Will he get it? And, oh, just barely. I'd say those moves can die pretty quickly, especially coming through these corners here.
Yeah, Gerald Campbell making that middle line work, and he's able to complete the pass on Tooker to slip up into P2. Tooker still side by side with the 42. I don't think the 42 has been anywhere but that 3rd and 4th line right up there. He is convinced that the outside line is going to work, and honestly, he's shown that it can.
Yeah, I say he's catching up here. He's not backing down from the fight here, as we see Berg coming up on the inside there, still favoring the bottom line here as we continue on. As the rest of the field is kind of bunching up a little bit here and spreading out. At this point in the race, do you think we're going to see tire saving, or are we going to continue full throttle coming through here as we almost make it 3 wide coming out of that corner there?
Oh, and just as we say, the 42 going down to the inside, trying to make the pass on the 31. They almost make a little bit of contact. Side by side exit of 4. Yeah, this battle is not, oh, it is complete. 31 clears him and holds on to P2. So we see Gavin Hibbs trying to make his way past the 42. That's some good racing right here. Ooh, little bit of wiggle for Campbell, exit of 2.
I say Campbell's the one you're going to have to watch for here as he, oh my gosh, Hibbs with the late inside lunge here trying to go for the 31. Will he make the move stick?
Nope, 42 pushes on right ahead, pulls the 95, and he clears him. But Hibbs trying the inside line once again.
I think he can do it. And this inside line has been favorable all race so far. I think later on we're going to start seeing more of that high line as these tires die out, and it'll be interesting to see who can make these pit stops work and last, or these tires last, honestly. As you were saying, I think I've changed my mind on what's going to favor this race here. Because I do agree with you. I haven't driven much of the Gen 4 cars around here, so we'll see how this line progresses.
Man, the 42 is heating up the rear Jared Campbell. He is trying to get by. He tried to slip by on the outside right here in 3 and 4 a lap ago, and Campbell did not give him a whole lot of room, and it almost ended poorly, but they're still fighting. Ooh, Campbell might have made just a little bit of contact with the wall exit of 4. I tell you though, Zach, I am a bit worried with how hard they're racing, because from what I've always understood with iRacing, it's a bit flipped from real life in the sense that to really conserve tire, you run the inside, and running the outside is what really burns off your tires on the sim. So seeing all these guys rip the top, especially the 42 and the 31 at Campbell, I'm a bit worried on how those tires are going to be holding up here in another 10-15 laps or so.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the thing they're looking out for. They're probably not wanting to be on that outside line.
Ooh! Oh, it's in the back. 5 car hard to the outside wall.
Looks like he's still going there. I missed that there. Well, Acosta is probably going to be kicking himself for that one as we see him fall a little bit farther back as this group continues on.
Happened right in front of Tate Lyle and Matthew Weeks. They had to make a big move to the inside to avoid him, but we're clean and green so far still.
So yeah, this is
big wiggle for the 1. Oh man.
I think they're pushing it a little too hard. The tires may start to hit that point where they're outused. They're the good part. I'd say they've been running really hard through here. We'll have to wait and see how they continue to progress as we see a move here. Almost, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right on that, Zach. They're wearing out the good on those good years, so pretty soon they're going to be left with years. The 1 car sideways again off of turn 2. See William. Go on, Zach.
Sorry. Let's say as we see William White there making a charge.
Yeah, a little bit of a slide job, just sliding right up in front of the 1. We see Daniel Gore, the 69, trying to get by both of them himself.
Yeah, I'd say William did pretty good in qualifying. I think he was one of those ones that fell back a little bit there.
Oh, no! Oh. There he goes! 1 car to the inside. Oh, he's in the grass. He'll keep it out of the wall. A heck of a drive. Oh, avoiding all the damage. He's a million miles behind the pack, but hey, at least the car is safe, and that's all you can ask for at this point. We stay green.
I'd say, yeah, that's the thing I would be rooting for right now if I was him. Just keeping it out of the wall, keeping it out of that caution. I don't know if I would have won a caution there, because you get a free pit stop with fuel and tires, and you could make a charge for the front, especially with all these guys out here on worn tires. But we'll have to wait and see how this continues on here as we go back to the front with the 31 and 85 battling it out for third as we get a replay here. Sorry, we're getting multicam. My bad.
Yeah, the things have really flipped up at the front while we were watching all that towards the middle of the field. A late Norgar went from E1 to... Oh, and there's a big wreck! Oh! Car upside down, and Chris Albright. And he gets clipped by someone else.
Someone get the tarps.
Chris Albright is not all right. Thank you. I'll be here all week, everyone. Thank you. Oh,
that
wow.
Was a nasty one.
No kidding. What a wreck. Oh, wow. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a lot to unpack right there.
I'd say it looked like the 24 just got a little loose coming out of that corner there. coming up on the inside as we watch the 25 limp his way down onto the pit lane here. Yeah, here we go. Coming out of the corner, 24.
No,
sorry.
Albright. Yeah, Albright lost it off of turn 2, came right down into the 24, and everyone piled in front. Oh, I saw Tate Lytle involved in that. William White involved. I can't quite tell who that is with the hood up. It's a Taurus, that's all I can see. Yeah, big loose and right in. Daniel Gore just barely avoids it. Super lucky. And the 30 car just nowhere to go, just plows into the rear of the spinning 25.
Yeah, I'd say that's the hard part of this is you just you're right behind the action and then all of a sudden you're caught up into it and you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I'd say that high line, you were right, the tires spun up the rear tires a little too much and then was into the wall there.
No way, switch to the wrong driver, my bad guys. This is on board with the 30.
It's so easy. Yeah, this is going to be a view right here. He sees chaos in front of him, and all you can see now is that the AOL logo on the hood. You got mail and damage.
I'd say he's probably going to be sending mail back to the pit lane here, trying to get his car fixed. So
yeah, this race could have been an email for him after that. And there's your pick, Zach.
Yeah, you know, he was doing good. He was getting up there, but just one late wreck there, and unfortunately, that'll do his race done for him for tonight, depending on how bad this damage is.
Yeah, don't feel bad. When I did some fill-in work for the Elite Cup Series, everyone I picked as my race pick always had a terrible race, so you get used to it. The commentator's curse happens in many, many forms.
I feel like I brought it upon him tonight, as we're still under caution here, as we watch them. Oh, we're 1 to green, as I just got confirmation.
Yep, looks like we're going with the old school single file restarts. Blast from the past. You love to see it.
Oh, absolutely. As we see Gerald Campbell leading the pack here. As we were watching the action, we kind of missed the shuffle up front. I'm assuming we got some pits under caution there.
Yeah, we did. So for you to know, everyone in the top 9 stayed out. 10th and back, people went down pit road.
All right, there you go. Top 9 stayed out. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works out for them. Personally, I would have taken tires, but we'll see how this one works. We see the pace car making the hard right off onto pit road. Gerald Campbell leads him to green into the restart zone. Green means go, and we're back underway at Chicagoland. Good jump by Campbell.
Yeah, I'd say good jump on Campbell here. Try to get in front of Tucker here as he takes that hard inside line. And the ones favoring the outside, especially these top 9 with their worn out tires. Very interesting play here not to take tires as we watch them go too wide into 3 and 4 there. A little shuffling.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time. See Gavin and Hibbs going 3 wide through the middle.
Gavin Hibbs is not here to stick around. He wants to move. Not.
And Borges is following him through over there in the 42. See side by side for the lead, Campbell and Tucker. Ooh, bit of a wiggle for Weeks.
Look how fast the cars that took tires are catching the ones that are still on these worn out tires. I don't know if they're going to be kicking themselves in the butt here for not taking tires on that pit stop or that caution, because it looks like Gavin Hibbs is making his move. He has climbed the ranks. He's now in 3rd as we watch him come on the inside of turn 1.
Oh, caution! We got chaos. Oh no, Ethan Stanley!
Looks like Ethan Stanley got caught up in something there. The front bumper. Oh, who was
Oh.
that?
That was the 5 car. Jonathan Cutlip also missing the front of that Monte Carlo. This might have been a big one here. A couple of contenders being taken out as we see 4 wide. Oh, yep. I don't think they knew they were 4 wide. It looks like Stanley trying to give room went up into Cutlip.
Whoa,
Yeah,
mama.
the spotter, they don't tell you when you're 4 wide. They only tell you when you're 3 wide. And poor Johnny Bravo.
As the 15 just.
Johnny saying, "Do a monkey with me," as Jonathan Cutlip pulls back onto pit road. Oh, mama.
You hate to see it, especially with how close they were running there, 4 wide. You don't see that very, very often around here, but when it happens, boy, does it mean disaster, as we just witnessed Jonathan Cutlip get absolutely smoked to the wall, as we have half of the field peeling into the pit lanes here. But we still have the front 2 on them on old tires, so this will be interesting to see if they can keep Hibbs behind them. I don't know the strategy call here. It's really risky if they're trying to do a one-stop or if they're not planning on pitting at all.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, the more I'm not really surprised, because the great thing about this race is not only is it giving money to a really good cause, it's also a opportunity for these drivers to test things out, practice, throw things at the wall, and see what sticks. If this was the official start of the season, you might have seen some different strategy calls here, but you can take this as the opportunity to see what happens if I stay out the whole race. Is this a play I can file away, kind of put in the playbook, and grab it when I need it in the later part of the season? So you never know. So being able to take this opportunity and do a little bit of research, this is great for everyone out on track right now.
I agree with that, but with the way the iRacing tire model is, especially on these Gen 4 cars, how much of that they have been eating through these tires, as we watch Gavin Hibbs back there in 3rd. He's on fresher tires. I feel like the front 2 should have pitted on this caution here, maybe scavenged, try to push their way back to the front here. They would have been on fresher tires. But I agree with you. I think this is more of just a trial run to figure out where the tires live, how hard can I run these, as we're coming out down the back straight away for the green flag. I don't know. It's a gamble, especially if you want to win. But if you're just looking for information, I feel like this is a good strategy.
Yeah, because I'm fairly certain that Campbell and Tucker know this isn't going to be the race-winning strategy, but you can at least see how long you can stay up at the front on this strategy. And they stayed in the front here about 4 laps. So if it's a green-white, if it's a late race restart, you can maybe bring this and use it later on. So we see the pace car making the hard left turn. Gerald Campbell brings them down to the restart zone. 3 means go, and we're back underway at Chicagoland. Huge jump for Campbell this time. Tucker did not get as good of a restart that time.
Say it was not the best restart Tucker probably wanted, but as Gavin Hibbs starts to close the gap, I was about to make the comment, he did get a decent one, but Hibbs on those fresher tires, he's just eating away at that gap, as we have the 56 car. I think he's a lap down now.
I think he's several laps down, but he's back out on track and seeing how much that poor damaged 56 car has left. Probably not a whole lot, but hey, why not try to turn as many laps as you can? It's for charity. Oh, and I think he's sideways. Oh, he's big sideways. Oh, no. Oh, chaos. Mass chaos. Oh, man, I saw Daniel Gore involved. Got the 12 of, I believe that's Leighton Norgard.
You would be correct. That's Leighton Norgard caught up in that. He was
Man.
making some good runs.
Yeah, the early race leader there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think there might have been some contact from Borges onto Tate, which put the 56 around right in front of Gore, Norgard. I think a couple others I couldn't quite make out in time.
Yeah, I'd say it looks like the 42 of Ryan Bergs just gets right underneath the 56. I don't think he was expecting.
Yep.
Oh, yep. That damage really caused some issues because I don't think Ryan thought he was going that slow, and he was just trying to get on the power, getting out of that corner to get around him pretty quickly, and just didn't realize that he was going that slow.
Yeah, he'll get that in those big time jobs. Saw the 8 involved in that incident. Couldn't quite tell how much damage he got, if any.
I don't know. It didn't look that much there. As we watch Campbell and then Gavin Hibbs now right behind him in that P2 position. As Campbell here, what do you think's going through his mind as he knows Hibbs probably has fresher tires? Oh, and he pitted.
Oh yeah, he is. He finally bit the bullet, brings that 31 car down for some fresh Goodyear rubber. So you see, go on.
Sorry for that. I'll take back my comment on how Campbell was feeling there. He answered my own question, so.
Yeah, and they'll have some work to do, but 21 laps to go will be probably about 19 to go when we go back racing. It's a decent amount of time. I don't know if he'll get back to the front. It'll take a masterful drive to do it, but he's going to be able to pick off a good chunk of positions here. As we see the 69 of Daniel Gore, he was involved in that incident. Looks like he lucked out, didn't get a whole lot of damage. He stayed out and is running P4 right now.
Yeah, I'd say Daniel Gore in the 69 in P4 there. Gerald Campbell there is not too far back there. He looks like he came out in about the mid-pack. But as we look towards the front here, we have Gavin Hibbs and then David Tucker, Ryan Bergs, Daniel Gore, and Jacob Adams, kind of your top 5. I believe they're all on fresh tires here from that first caution. So they're kind of all on the even playing field. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens here as we have the number 25 lining up beside our leaders.
Yes, sir. It
Lap
is
down.
Traditional lap car inside. Full old school restarts. First time we're going to be seeing this here. We'll see how hard Chris fights to try to get one of his 11 laps back.
He has a tall order if he wants to get those laps back there as we watch the pace car peel hard right into the pit lane as we get the green flag coming around the corner.
3 meets go. We're back underway at Chicagoland. Good jump from Hibbs. Better restart from Tucker. Able to stay connected to the 95 a little bit better. We see the field making their way around Chris Albright.
I'd say Chris probably was hoping to get a little bit of a better launch there. He was watching the leader. I don't know if he just looked away for a second and it was already green or what happened there, but he's still up there in the top 5, it looks like. Sticking with him, so he still has a chance here. You watch the 32 get really close to the wall. I don't know if running that top line right now is going to be the best option.
Whoa! Yeah, you said that right as he started to get loose off of turn 2. They saved it, but oh boy, that looks sketchy.
Yeah, I feel like
Go
Sorry,
on.
continue.
I was gonna say he's really running that Larson line. Although going back to this day and age, I imagine call that more the Dale Jr. line, since Jr. was real good at running that real high line back in this era. Oh, 6. Oh, we got a car around chaos. Zach Evans.
Oh, Zach Evans getting spun into the wall there. I don't know.
Me not fine.
He was doing really well.
That
Making
he
up
was.
some awesome divisions there.
Yeah.
Gonna replay what happens here.
Yeah, did he have help? Did he have another person to add to the Zach Evans heel turn?
I think it was just him.
Oh my holy netcode, Batman! So I think it was the 32 got loose, came up the track, and netcoded the 06 and sent him around. That is... See, yeah, Big Loose goes up, and yeah, netcode. There's like 2 feet of space in between both cars, but it's enough to send Zach Evans spinning into the infield grass. That is so frustrating to see, as we see David Tooker taking his medicine, bringing the 15 car down for his first set of fresh Goodyear tires.
I'd say
Trey Holmes getting the lucky dog.
So we'll see how his launch goes here as he winds up right up there towards the front. Now it's interesting to see this late in the race to get a new set of tires, to get a little bit fresher tires, or maybe just repair some damage.
Yeah, I think the same thing with Campbell. It's not gonna be the race winning strategy, but it's more data. You know, David will be able to see, okay, how, if we have this scenario where I'm one of the few guys to pit with 15 laps to go, how much ground will I be able to make? Again, you know, filling up that playbook for the season and figuring out what avenues you have to try to make the strategy work and steal yourself a win here. Although someone as talented as David Tooker, you wouldn't really call that stealing a win. We saw a little blip of Tate Lytle on cam. See him, Albright, and a few others making their way to lead that inside lane.
Tate Lytle's night has gone from great to worse, and it hopefully is going to continue, or not continue to get worse. That's wrong choice of words there. Hopefully it'll turn his luck around here and hopefully get a good restart and get unlapped. I'm really hopeful.
You're not you might not necessarily be wrong. It could very well get worse from here. We don't know. We're going to have 13 laps to go. Anything can happen.
I'd say, especially with this field tonight, with how everyone's fighting for everything they have, as we watched them go 4 wide earlier tonight.
Yeah. You see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Gavin Hibbs will once again bring them to the restart zone, and green means go. We're back underway at Chicagoland. He even starts there with the 95 and the 42.
It's a great restart here, especially from the 25 and Tate Lytle, as they are still right up there behind the leader. I think they're going to try to keep it there as long as they can, as Tate Lytle slides up really close there, right behind Ryan Bergs.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was somebody in the wall back there. I think that was Campbell.
Oh, and the one car in the wall again. Oh, death wobbling, but he keeps it under control, as we see Gore making it 3 wide with the lap cars, trying to get back to the top 2.
Gore's probably trying to get up there as fast as he can. Cause he
Tate in the wall. You're right, it got worse. Oh, 3 wide. Here comes Weeks. Oh, you want to make 3 wide.
Oh.
Campbell on those fresh tires. He's coming.
Yeah, you can tell who's on that fresher rubber because they're just flying by these cars right now. They'll probably only get a couple of laps here, so they want to make every lap count.
And I see that 15 car looking in the background. There he is, David Tooker, the freshest tires. Campbell on the wall again. Oh! And he contact Weeks. Chaos as they spin to the inside. And we stay green. Oh, that's so frustrating if you're Jero Campbell.
He's having such a good night and just barely gets a little loose coming out of the corner, straight into the wall. Bounced off and collect another car. What a tough night as we watch Daniel Gore coming on the inside of Ryan Bergs. Will he try to make this move stick?
Nope. Hibbs will pull him. Oh, and he tried to tuck him behind, but Tate Lyle said nope.
Getting close. As we're coming around, 10 laps to go. Or actually, sorry, 9 laps to go this time by.
All right, here's a replay. Top of the screen.
Got a replay of that incident. Yep, Campbell gets the wall, comes down. Unfortunately, Matthew Weeks in the 20 just happened to be there. Wrong place, wrong time, and they both go careening into the infield grass in the back straightaway.
As we come back up here to the battle for first place between these 3 drivers here, Gavin Hibbs is still trying to hold on to it as Berg is coming around behind him with Daniel Gore. It's going to be really close between these 3, especially as the laps are ticking down here. Tooker is right behind them.
He is. Yeah, he is going to be here quickly. Oh, Forge in the wall. This back straightaway, it's tough to deal with because anyone who's raced Chicagoland knows it's not a straightaway. There's a little bit of curve on that back straightaway, so sometimes it'll suck the car in if you're not paying attention. We see that 15 car. He has got the speed, and with the top 2 messed around with Tate Lytle, that also brought Daniel Gore, P3, into the fray. A 3-horse battle, soon to be 4. Look how close that 15 is.
Oh, it's going to be a 4-way battle for first here, especially with the way Tooker has closed in these past 2 laps here, as we see Tate Lytle there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
3/4 of a second, the gap from Tooker to the race lead.
It's anybody's race at this point, especially with, as we see Hibbs there.
Oh! Contact! I think we're on board with Gore.
Daniel Gore.
A little bit of wall contact out of 2. And there's the 15.
He's catching up. I'd say they opened the door. They may have made this a 5-way battle for the lead as the 15 comes in right around the 42, sticking his nose in right behind Tooker as we come around for 5 laps to go. We're about to make it 4. We'll have to wait and see if this will continue.
At 69, he is wheeling it, step out just a little bit.
Oh, he's sticking his nose in. He's looking for Daniel Gore here. He's wanting to make out these positions. He has the tires. He knows it. He's going to try everything, especially with these laps ticking down as we're now 4 laps to go. Gavin Hibbs still up front with a little bit of a commanding lead here. I'd say he's grown a little bit. As we see 42 just out of it.
Yeah, they're side by side. Oh, there's contact for the lead. Oh, we're 3 wide. Here comes Tooker, and he will pull right across and take the lead. While the 2 of them were getting all up close and personal, David Tooker says, "Thank you very much." He takes the lead. He's taken off. 3 laps to go.
Oh my gosh, Gavin Hibbs just, he was a little loose.
Yeah,
but
you know he wanted that one. He was wheeling it, but just not enough grip in that right rear, got loose, and just handed it to David Tooker. As we see, they're still battling in towards the midfield. 6 car making a little wall contact. Oh, that one. He has seen some things tonight, man.
He's done a very good job to keep the car into it, especially with everything he sees as we watch right behind them, I believe that is the 43 car.
You are
Trying to
correct.
looking on the inside of the one there.
And can I just say, we saw that car damaged, missing the front bumper, and he is trying to battle for a top 5. What a recovery by William White in that gorgeous 43. It's not a throwback, but boy howdy is that car beautiful.
And he makes it stick.
Flag.
David Tooker takes the white flag. 1 lap to go at Chicagoland.
Alrighty. Does Hibbs have anything in him to try to take this away from David Tooker here? I don't know.
Nope. He's got his hands full with Daniel Gore at 69. He's just trying to hold on to second place. He tries, but no one's catching that 15. Off of the final corner, David Tooker will take race 1 of the St. Jude's charity race at Chicagoland. What a call, what a race. And who picked him as their race pick? I am not used to being the anti-commentator's curse. What a drive David Tooker. Wow.
Tooker did an amazing job there as we watch him drift on the back straightaway.
He's stunting on them. He is stunting on them. Look at that. Wow.
He's ecstatic for tonight's win, especially with it being a charity race for St. Jude's. As we see David Tooker coming to the winner's circle here, doing a little bit of a spin out.
Burn it down, baby.
Most impressive drive to 15 has ever had in elite history.
I thought our producer Carlos was making was dunking on Michael Waltrip, but he was in fact dunking on a certain someone who runs the 15 in the elite racing leagues, which is perfectly acceptable. Don't hurt me, Chad.
Yeah, there may be a little pain later, but for now, he's going to be living it up, especially watching David Tooker win this race, especially with that beautiful move.
Look at that! Oh, going backwards, doing a Brody. Oh, what a silly right there, folks.
He's having a little too much fun with it tonight.
He is burning it down for the cause.
Man, woo! What a race.
I am out of breath. How about that, Zach?
I may not be happy my race pick, had a great qualifying, did really well to put at P1, and then just had not a great race. Well, that'll happen here at Chicagoland. It's always a toss-up. As we watched your pick of the night come out on top. How are you feeling after that, especially watching your driver make it all the way around?
I am out of breath, good sir. Oh, that was action from top to bottom, and it's I just can't wait for race 2 now. Like, this is how, like, we've all been clamoring for Chicagoland to make the return to the real life NASCAR schedule, and this is why. That was a race I don't think any of us will forget on that one. That was just a non-stop action, and if this is what Chicagoland will bring us, I can't wait for the next one at Daytona. At least I'm fairly certain it's Daytona. I've been saying it's Daytona. I could be wrong, and as everyone will learn, that is frequently what happens. So
I do believe it will be at Daytona tomorrow for the second. I believe it's another charity race tomorrow as well.
No, tomorrow is the season opener in California.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Daytona is right after this.
I'm right. I'm actually right.
It's a 2 race tonight. This is the little warm-up charity race. But Daytona coming up here in, I don't know how long, but it's coming up here soon. That's the purse-paying race.
I'm sorry about that, everybody who's watching the stream tonight. Your announcers are a little uninformed about tonight's schedule. That is our bad, or well, most likely my bad on that, as we will get Daytona here in a little bit, as tonight's first race was just a little bit of a warm-up for everybody to hopefully see how Daytona will go. I'm excited, especially after Chicagoland there. I don't know about you, James, but I think it's going to be a great race for Daytona.
Absolutely. We know Daytona never really fails to put on a show here.
Right, well, we have second place finisher Kevin Hibbs. If you guys want to go ahead and bring him on up. Sorry, if you guys want to go ahead and talk to him.
Yes,
Oh, actually, hold up. Yeah, actually, we have third place
Yep.
finisher. Let's start with him first.
Alrighty. Well, it looks like we have Daniel Gore in the waiting room for this end of race interview here. So we'll go ahead and get him in here. James, do you want to take it away for him?
Yes, sir. We're waiting for P3 to make his way into the booth, and there he is. Daniel Gore, JamesWatson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Woo! Well, that was certainly one heck of a race. Now, the first thing I gotta ask is, you were involved in a wreck there with Tate Lyle getting turned around, and you were one of the first cars on scene, but you lucked out and didn't get any damage, did you? How did you avoid any serious calamity right there?
Oh, it's a complete guessing game. I had to ask, I think it was the 88 of Jacob. I asked him if my car looked damaged at all. I got some X's, but it didn't feel like I actually got hit at all. So I was like, I ain't got no more tires. Let's just stick it out. And thankfully, the car was still perfect. And I felt like I had a little bit more speed on Gavin, and had I made that pass cleanly, could have maybe had a different result. But overall, the car felt great, even after almost calamity.
Yeah, we saw you kind of get held up there a little bit by some of the lap cars there on that final restart. So take us through your thoughts as you get the a good glimpse on what we're going to be dealing with those classic single file restarts, and what your plan of attack is going to be from here on out with that.
Well, any experience is good experience for me, because I'm going to make myself see, or others feel really old here, but I was barely even alive when this aero racing was a thing. So I'm just going to do my best to try and figure it out. I thought I did the best I could at first time. Tate being Tate, I knew he was going to be faster, but it took me a few laps to get around the 25. Once I did, I felt like I had a better long run speed, and that was just two cars. I can't imagine what it's going to be like with a, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars on the inside. That's something we'll have to try and figure out as it comes.
Yeah, no kidding. And we saw you battling hard for with Gavin Hibbs there for the lead of the race before David Tooker shot right through with those fresher tires. Take us through that battle with Gavin and your strategy with the line you were trying to use.
I've been trying to learn how to save tires on intermediates. That's like been my biggest crutch since trying to drive these cars, learn these cars. And I've always been told. Actually, I asked Tate once he handed me in a race, asked him how he did it, and he just said, slower middle speed, better tires. And I kind of took that to heart, and so far every track I've tried that, just rolling the bottom seems to, keep your tires in check. If you can just wrap that paint, it'll definitely help you out there in the long run. And I felt like I was quicker. It's just so hard to pass on the inside, and Gavin knew that, so he was going to keep it up there no matter what I did.
Alrighty, well, that was a heck of a performance right there. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
I want to thank Bojo. He's not in this race. I'm not sure if he'll be in the second, but he has showed out and made us all look fantastic with our schemes for this series. Want to thank David Westergreen. He's also not here, but for inviting me to race for South Shore for this series. And yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, well, heck of a job so far, and hopefully we're talking to you again here in a little bit for race 2 of tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there's P3 Daniel Gore, and now I will toss it over to my broadcast partner for P2, Gavin Hibbs.
Kevin Hibbs, this is Zach in the booth. How are we doing?
Pretty good. Wish I was the winner, but still pretty good.
Yeah, we're watching you come through on the final laps here. So kind of walk us through that battle you had with Daniel Gore for the lead, and watching David Tucker kind of snuff that victory from your grasp.
Yeah, it was definitely, just one of those things where hard racing, me and Daniel were hard racing there, coming to those final few laps. We were just talking over there in the waiting room that he thought I was up or higher on the track, and so, just one of those things where we just get together, but somehow we managed to keep her straight there, and then, that led the opportunity for Tucker to go around the outside of both of us. But I'm not. It's one of those things where, like, you want to win, but this race is for charity. So, just having a blast and racing with this group again after a couple weeks of a quote unquote off season. It's pretty fun to be racing with these guys again.
I would say that last lap battle was good, but I do want to talk a little bit about earlier in your race there. You were kind of one of the early pitters on that first caution, and you made your way to the front of the field. How are you feeling about the car, especially with the refresh that I just got? How do you think this is going to affect Daytona?
I felt really good about the car, but iRacing setups, tend to be more on the tighter side. So, wanting to be that group on newer tires, really was a big game changer there for the middle parts. But just enough of yellows for the guys that pitted really late to get back up through the field, and it's just one of those things. But I'm excited to see how Daytona plays out with this car. I've run mostly the legacy version of Daytona's, but I heard we're going to the newer scan Daytona for the night race. So, not sure what to expect there, but hopefully it should be another fun race for you guys in the booth and for the people watching this charity race.
I'd say I definitely hope everyone enjoyed it, especially with your drive towards the end there in the last minute battles. Talk kind of the last few laps as you were trying to catch David Tucker there. Did you believe that you were going to get him, or did you think you were just like, I'm going to defend from Daniel behind? What was kind of your thoughts there?
Yeah, I was in a Discord server with Tucker, and he pitted late, so I knew if he was going to get by me, I knew I didn't have a chance to even try and get back up to him, depending if he made a mistake. But as soon as he got around the outside of me and Gore, I figured the best, might as well finish second at this rate, because that there's about a 20 lap difference of tires between me and between us two and Tucker. So goal there at the end was just to get the best finishes I can.
I'd say you definitely did that, especially with a P2 finish here. I hope to hear from you again in our next race at Daytona. But really quickly, is there any sponsors or anybody you would like to plug before we send you back to the waiting room?
Yeah, obviously, Hibbs Design, is what our sponsor is for this upcoming season of the 2003 series starting tomorrow. And then, my new affiliation with Racecraft Academy. Me, I think Ethan Stanley, and then Paul Mikolajczyk. We're running, as a team there. So got to give a shout out to those guys. And then last thing is Numbers by Joe. If you want your iRacing number or your personalized logo come to life to hang up either in your sim studio or in your sim racing room, or just hanging on the wall in your office, maybe go hit up Joe Francis at JoeF24ever on Twitter.
Alrighty, thank you so much, and good luck in the next race. And I hope to see you back in the booth.
Yeah, thank you guys for putting on this broadcast for the charity.
Ready. That was Gavin Hibbs, your second place finisher tonight. I'm going to throw it back to James for the last interview, talking to David Tucker, our P1 finisher.
Yes, sir. David Tucker, James up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Alrighty, well, first of all, what an absolute drive to storm up and take the win. First, I gotta ask, when Hibbs and Gore got together, how much did your eyes light up knowing that the outside was going to be clear and you were going to have that huge run to take the lead?
Honestly, when I was just sitting there, I was trying to play the patient game. I knew I had the better tires and still some laps to get by them. But honestly, I was kind of wincing when I went by them because I didn't know, I didn't really check to my left, so I wasn't sure if Gavin had saved it or if he was coming back up. I didn't know if I was going to get left reared going into 3 or what was going to happen, but I kind of just closed my eyes and prayed and drove past it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm still going, and then I had to make a sharp left turn because I almost missed the corner from my eyes being closed. But no, man, it was just a good race overall. I mean, it sucks we got some cautions. We got a decent run in at the end, but I think honestly the biggest call was my crew chief Paul on the in my ear telling me not to pit because I was like, man, I'm just sitting here losing spots. What do I do? And I didn't want to wait too long to not have laps to pass those guys, but Paul landed me right in a perfect window, and at that point it was all up to me and just had to drive as quick as I could and got to a point where like you said, we were just sitting there waiting, and I was kind of scared because this is my first time driving this car, and even with my tire advantage, Gavin still managed to keep it pretty close to me. So three tenths off with 15 lap pressure tires on him was not ideal, but just glad we could bring it home.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. When you made that call to bring it down on that final caution, did you, because there was still a fair amount of cars left on the lead lap and only about 15 laps to go, did you think that you were going to be able to storm up to the lead and take the win with that strat?
Not necessarily. Like I said, I was kind of thinking I waited a little too late because, like you said, just running out of laps, and some guys are going to race you harder, and respectfully so, they're going to race you hard. And I honestly, I think now looking at it, I kind of nailed it perfectly. I didn't really have any competition on at least close to my tires, and the caution kind of just fell in my lap perfectly because I started losing spots, and then I knew from there I was like, I have this set, I'm not going to just not use it. So honestly, I didn't really think it was going to work out just with the gap I had to close, especially with it being single file restarts. That definitely hinders you a lot, but at that point I knew I had to just lock in and just make as least amount of mistakes as possible, even with the lack of experience in this car. And at that point, yeah, I was just trying to fight through the field, and I finally got to the top 10 and was like, oh, okay, I got here a lot faster than I thought. So that definitely helped me out for sure.
And the final question I got for you is, the great thing about this event, not only for it being for charity, but also gives a lot of you guys, practice to get used to the car, get used to racing around each other with the car and these tracks. So how much of this was also a learning experience for you for when the season starts tomorrow?
It was definitely, honestly, for me especially, it was a big learning curve. My expectations of this car were to expect myself to be sliding off every corner, but at least with the setups that they have for this car, it definitely tightens it up a little bit more than I was expecting. So getting used to the car was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely took off some homework for later in the year, and just also, yeah, just it really does help shape you as a driver with a car that's this tricky to drive. You're on the edge all the time, especially when the car starts to step out. The line of crossing it and not is very thin, and when it goes, it's definitely pretty hard to hold on to. But like you said, it definitely gives me a lot of insight for following the upcoming season, and just looking forward to racing with all these guys. I mean, everybody in here, aside from a few, I've raced for many years, so it felt like I was right at home. And to know that we can come in here with a lack of experience and compete with these guys just gives me a good hope for the fall or the season coming up. So happy with everything that came out of today.
Alrighty, well, once again, a heck of a job. And also, you're the first person in Elite Broadcasting history to not only survive a race that I picked you to win in, you won. So usually whenever I did that for the Wednesday Night Cup, everyone had a terrible time and I was a curse. But you actually won with me picking you, so you broke the curse. How about that? And any sponsors, plugs, and shoutouts you like to give?
Well, first off, I'm very glad I could break that streak for you. Hopefully, we'll be able to take that into Elite Cup and the 2003 season, and as well as Xfinity. So hopefully, you pick me more often, James. But huge shout out to everybody in Elite for one showing up and supporting a great cause. I couldn't pick a better company to support as far as a charity. So. Big shout out to Justin, especially for putting this all together for us. He does a great job. He's a great racer and is a great friend. I'm happy to have him on board with us for to work closely in our team in Pro Age Racing. So, but everybody in Elite, Chad, who's the big guy behind the scenes, putting this all together for everybody. He does a great job every single year. And couldn't be more thankful for what he does, giving us a great place to race. And we've built a really good community over the past, well, I don't know, 6 or 7 years now. So to see where it's at now with all the new names coming in, it's really cool to be a part of it.
Alrighty, Dave. Well, once again, fantastic performance, and hopefully we're talking to you again at the end of race 2.
Look forward to it, man. See ya.
Alrighty, and we have one more interview to go through before we take a little bit of a break before the start of race 2. We have the man who is responsible for tonight's festivities, Justin Wadsworth. Justin, James Watson in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
What up? Well, you're the one responsible for putting on this shindig tonight, and so far it's going pretty well. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, it's been hold on one second. Yeah, it's been really cool. Putting on the event, and honestly my name's on it, but there's so many people that have helped me out throughout everything. Firstly, shout out to John Cutlip. He's the one that made the logo for the broadcast, and then for the YouTube. And also a big shout out to Chad. Honestly, I kind of kept track of the donations and the driver entries and things like that, but Chad took care of the rest, whether it was setting up the sessions, getting the broadcast team together, you guys. So yeah, and then lastly, shout out to you guys for doing this. I think it's so cool to have an event like this for charity. We can go out there and have some fun, but then also give to a good cause. So yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah, I think we all are. The tonight's race so far was honestly pretty good, all things considered. Obviously, there were a few incidents there, but with it being such a difficult car to drive, the first real opportunity for a lot of guys competing to get on track with each other, and Chicagoland not being the easiest track to drive, I think everything is going off fantastically so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually shot Carlos a message to right after we got done with the race. I was looking at the broadcast, like, what an incredible job you guys did putting that together. And yeah, the racing's been fun. Like you said, it's a difficult car and it's brand new. It's only been out a couple weeks, I think, now. So new to me too. But yeah, I think it's been fun to kind of get out there. Everybody gets to stretch their legs, and then of course the official season starts tomorrow, so a good way to get some practice in at a couple different types of tracks. And yeah, like I said, all for good cause too, so us having fun. has been great. And then, you know, I mean, looking at the donations too, we're up to $830 to be donated, and then I'm lucky that I work for a company where they'll match any charitable donations 1-to-1. That's actually kind of what kicked off my idea. Is I was just going to originally donate my winnings from all the different series, and then, you know, a bunch of people reached out wondering how they could get involved. And I think that just speaks to how amazing, you know, the elite group is overall. Everybody is, you know, willing to give to charity, wants to give back, and I'm not the only one who's ran a charity race either. I know others have in the past. So yeah, I mean, overall, man, I'm just super happy with the turnout. You know, we got, I think, 30 entries tonight, something like that. So yeah, I honestly, guys, I couldn't be more excited for how everything's turned out, and then obviously the amount we're gonna be able to donate to St. Jude's is gonna be pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. And as we get ready to bring the cars to the high banks of Daytona, what are your thoughts as we head to a track that's a bit more known for incidents and fascinating racing?
You know, I'm interested to see how it's gonna play out. I think Chicagoland was more of like the entry race and more just for fun. So I think that's why everybody's a little more aggressive and kind of getting into each other a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, because as you guys know, I mean, you know, someone makes a mistake, you know, it could wreck half the field. And, you know, to go along with the donations as part of their entry fees, you know, we were able to collect $150 for the purse tonight. So whoever wins gets to take home $150, which is also pretty sweet. So we'll see if people play it a little more safe for tonight. But I'm probably just going to send it and see how it goes. These cars are a blast to drive at the super speedways. So hopefully put on a good show for you guys tonight.
Well, here's hoping. And thank you, Justin. And real quick, any other folks you want to give a shout out and thanks before we send you back down?
Yeah, just to reiterate, thanks to John for doing the logos and stuff. Chad for, you know, really doing the legwork on putting this together. Shout out to you guys too, you know, for putting together the broadcast, announcing it. I know it brings in a lot more people when it's on YouTube, and it's really cool to go back and watch. And then lastly, shout out to my family. They've known I've been putting on this event for a while now, and they donated quite a bit as well. You know, I'd like to give a big thank you to them. And then also shout out to the rest of the elite drivers, you know, all the ones that participated. And then also there was a few that even sent me money without any intention of participating. So a big shout out to, you know, all the guys in elite. I can't thank you guys enough. And I'm excited to put this donation in. So yeah, I can't say it enough, but thank you guys.
Yes, sir. And thanks right back to you. And hopefully we're talking to you again here after race 2.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Alrighty, well, it's so far a successful first half to tonight's event. And so I think us here are going to take a little bit of a break to catch our breath after that epic finish. And we'll talk to you all here soon for race 2 at Daytona. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for race 2 of tonight's St. Jude Children's Hospital charity race, coming to you live from the Mecca of Motorsports, the Daytona International Speedway. If you thought the last race at Chicagoland was a barn burner, oh baby, you better hold on for this one. And once again, I'm joined here with my broadcast partner, Zach. Zach, how you doing? How you looking forward to this one?
I'm looking forward to this one a lot, especially with how Chicagoland went, with David Tucker winning it all, or Tucker, sorry, coming from pretty mid-pack to win it all, and I think he's going to have a good chance tonight here at Daytona. I mean, I can't say that, as we know Daytona can be where dreams come to die, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the fact that anyone and everyone has a chance to win. As long as your car is still running, you have a great chance. And on some cases, even if your car isn't running, you still have a great chance to win, given some of the demolition derbies we've seen from here in the past.
I'd say that's definitely kind of a key factor for super speedways here. They just kind of always devolve into either a demolition derby or the best race you've ever seen. So we'll see which one we get tonight. I'm definitely hoping it's going to be a good one.
Yes, sir. As we've reached the end of qualifications for tonight's second race, we are about ready to get you the starting grid for race 2. On the front row, we have Jesse Racimus in the 70, and last race's winner, David Tucker, rounding out the front row. Justin Vandermarl in third, and Tate Lytle in fourth. Row 3 features David Westergreen and Knorr in the 9 car. Justin Wadsworth and Leighton Norgard in row 4. Gavin Hibbs in the 95, and Dustin Ure rounding out the top 10. Sam Bootwell in P11, and Ethan Stanley in the 91. Andrew Hardcastle in the 38, and Thompson Gardner in 14th, and I'll send it over to Zach.
Sorry about that. In 15th, we have Jonathan Cutlip, and right beside him in 16th is Trey Holmes. In 17th, we have Jacob Adams, and running right beside him is William White. And then the row behind them in 19th, we have Gerald Campbell. Next to him, we have Ryan Brargs. And then we have David Huckleberry in the 52. Right beside him, Joshua Osborne in the 7 car there in the 22nd position. Then we have Zach Evans in the 6 car in the 23rd, and in 24th, Daniel Gore. 25th, we have Jaden Racimes. In 26th, we have Matthew Weeks in the 20 car. In 27th, the 11 of Christopher Abrick is in 27th, and then rounding up the last few here is Harrison Castle. Don't mind the 29 car there, as our broadcaster accidentally joined as a driver. And then rounding out the last year grid tonight is Norman Wadesworth there. But as we come for the gridding laps here, James, what do you think tonight's gonna bring us?
Oh, going to be a lot more side-by-side racing, and probably a whole heck of a lot more, I'm just going to call it chaos. As we see, I believe Jesse Racimus may have asked for the EOL. He's going to be trying the first challenge. Hopefully it works out better for him than it did for Tate Lytle in race 1. As we see the super speedway spec of the Gen 4 car. That's one of the real cool things about iRacing implementing the proper bespoke Gen 4. is the fact that we're getting the actual super speedway spec, which means you can actually bump draft and not cause a major chaos because of the older car being a full cheese wedge. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some real good moves and a lot of great bump drafting maneuvers. And hopefully that's all we'll see.
You're right. Hopefully that is all we will see. I was watching a bit of practice and a bit of qualifying here. Practice, it seems like the top line is kind of the way to go. Everyone was running up there really close to the wall, so I don't think we're going to get your hope and dream of a clean race here, because I think everyone's going to be trying as hard as they can coming around through these corners.
Yeah. All right, as we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. The 24 brings us to the restart zone, and green means go. We're underway at Daytona.
Clean getaway from Justin Venemeyer. David Tucker right behind him, or right beside him still, as we go 2 wide into turn 1. I don't know. It looks like we're pretty even here as we get our groups bump drafting already off this getaway here, as David Tucker is kind of falling back a little there. I wonder if we're going to get these 2 lines for the entire race.
Yeah, you see Dave Westergreen in the 22 doing a great job shoving Vandermeer through as we head down the back straightaway on lap 1.
So he's doing a very good job here, keeping it clean, finishing out the lap here, and it looks like Justin Venemeyer is going to get that push forward.
Yeah, and then David Westergreen pulls out, takes over the lead of the outside lane, and will lead lap 1 at Daytona. Pretty sneaky move there from Westergreen. David is a pretty underrated driver when it comes to the super speedways. I've seen him have a lot of success and always be right up there battling towards the end of these races, as long as he doesn't get absolutely nuked beforehand, which unfortunately for poor Westergreen happens a decent amount. But he is in full control of that outside lane.
So he's doing a very good job keeping it clean here, as he's about to lead it into lap 3 here. Ooh, unless Justin Vandermeer can push it there.
I think it might have been Vandermeer. Yep.
So very commanding stuff here from the 2 as they're leading the top and bottom lanes here, as we're still green. We're still good to go. David Tucker behind David Westergreen, and then you have Justin Vandermeer and oh god, I can't tell who that is. I'm so sorry. It looks like Justin Wadsworth there behind him.
Yep,
we're still
a good bump from Justin Wadsworth there. P2 on that inside line, as we see a fair amount of jostling here towards the midfield and beyond. So you see some beautiful paints. This is what's cool about this series, is it being a full and complete throwback. So we see Kenora in the 9. He's leading the race. Where did he come from? He was P3 on the outside. We blink, and all of a sudden he's leading the inside lane, as the outside lane is absolutely falling apart. We are full single file right now, folks.
Here's the pass for the lead.
As we're going to get a replay here for the pass for the lead. It looks like Jake Connors got the jump on Justin Vandermeer there. As we watch it here, they're still running strong. Oh, did he get a little loose? Did the top lane get a little loose coming out, and then they just lose all of their momentum? It looks like it. As we watch David Westergreen fall back a little bit there, as we get to a big pack of racing here.
Oh man,
Just call me Greenwater.
That shows you how fast things change in the super speedway. David Westergreen, like a lap ago, was leading the race, and now he finds himself outside of the top 10. Heck, I'm not even sure if I think he's barely holding on to the top 15 right now. Oh, and he's making his way back into the top 10 as I say that. Super Speedway Racing, folks, it never gets old as we're going full 3 wide here.
This mid pack is brewing here as there's still 2 lanes of 3 wide. Look at that.
Boy.
I think that's a Leighton Norgarder in there too.
Yeah,
and Rory
Norgard hit the
Lawal
wall.
with it.
Oh, and I think Chooker went up and hit the wall too. Yeah, he did, the 15. Race 1 winner so far, having a bit of a scuff start here in race 2.
Not doing too great, but if we look back towards the front of the field here, Justin Vandemeyer made the move on Connor to take the lead on the bottom line there. And
he goes up to block Gavin Hibbs up there in the middle line, our race 2 runner-up. He's putting himself back in the mix, trying to go 1 spot better here in race 2.
Yeah, I think Gavin Hibbs has learned what he needs to do in that last race.
Oh, you say that, and boy howdy.
Oh, hello.
I am. As we get a view of an engine there of the new Gen 4 cars, man, they're really packing it in there.
We're gonna go to the 3 wide cutaway car right there, so you can get a full look at an engine. Wow, that was some camera view there.
Well, you said you wanted your bump drafting, and it looks like we're getting it. Again,
boy.
in the midfield, we're 3 wide here. 4 rows back in 5, actually. Hold on.
Yeah, we got the multicam. We got the 9 car to lead the way. Sam Bootwell and Zach Evans, me fine, sitting there P3.
I would say, yeah. I believe David Tooker is back there in that 3 wide group there, as we see David Campbell. And Justin Vandemeyer is back there, too. What happened to him? He was one of the front runners there.
And now here he is. He's coming back. He's leading the 3rd lane right up there by the wall. Vandermeer trying to put himself back into the race lead. So you see that very inside line.
Caution.
Uh-oh, we got chaos.
Caution.
Oh, 42, gorgeous. I think I see another car facing the wrong way in the background.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesse Racimus. He is missing a deck lid. Sir, I think you dropped something.
Yeah, I'd say hopefully we can get a replay of what happened there.
Why'd you calm your horses?
Our producer giving us 2 in the background. Oh, there's a checkup. Oh, Racimus gets hit from behind, sent all the way into the 42. That chain reaction there, Zach. We see it all the time here.
I was waiting for it to happen. I was thinking it was going to be in that 3 wide group there, and it looks like we get another good look at it here. Coming up.
Yeah, checkup. Yeah, looks like Matthew Weeks got a bit of a bad push. Sent him onto the apron, had to gather it, and everyone just couldn't check up behind him in time. And then did someone disappear in front? I saw someone yeah, the Lowe's car right in front. I can't quite tell who it was, but they disappeared like right in front of Weeks. That might have been the whole reason for the checkup to begin with.
48 is Harrison Tallon.
Yeah, Harrison Tallon, he at least it looked like to me, he disappeared for a split second. Whoa, scary times there towards the rear of the field.
I honestly thought we were going to get that from the 3 wide groups behind there. That was...
No kidding.
Ooh. But as we line up again here, Justin Vandemeyer back up front when the caution flew.
And everyone bringing it in. Yep. Everyone's bringing it in, getting fuel. We didn't have to pit for fuel last time at Chicagoland, but we are 50 laps at Daytona. You are absolutely gonna need to pit for at least fuel. So I imagine everyone's gonna be topping off, just a little bit of a splash and dash. Yep. Don't see the 24 going up at all.
Ooh,
And
Go
I
around.
think
I
Ethan
think
won
Hibbs
that.
beat him off the pit road.
Oh, Ethan won because he missed his stall.
Oh no!
Oh, who is it, Carlos?
Ethan
Ethan
Stanley.
Stanley. He missed his stall, and
Oh
he was
wait,
the
no,
race
hold on,
leader.
guys. I would like to apologize. Ethan Stanley did not miss a stall. Ethan Stanley stayed out. I confused the
Okay.
91 with the 95.
Oh.
I thought the 95 beat the 24, but iRacing says he did not.
Yep, you heard it there, folks.
Ethan Stanley staying out. What an interesting call here. I mean, I'm a guy for strategy, and I'm a guy for wanting to do these long runs, but Daytona is not a track like that. You need to have the pace, you need to have the tires, you need to have the ability to make those long runs work, and I don't know if this is going to pay off. I mean, as we see everyone behind him have probably some fresher tires and more gas to be able to push this car longer, I'm a little interested to see kind of what this is. If this is just another strategy call to see if we can't get more for tomorrow's opening night. I mean, James, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I wager you're right on that one. You know, because it just never mind. There goes the entire talking point because Ethan Stanley is bringing her down pit road right now. I guess he just wanted to lead a lap. He gets that lap led, and he will get some fuel and top it off. And it'll actually kind of work out a little bit because he'll have a smidge more fuel than everyone else. Don't know if that'll be a difference, but as we saw in the real life cup race yesterday, sometimes that little bit of fuel makes a difference because you really don't want to be fuel saving there.
That is true, and as you were saying, there goes our talking point. I wonder if Ethan could feel us talking about him as we just watched the 42 car miss his pit stall there after that big wreck that he had earlier. We'll have to see if he's taking some sort of damage.
No, he's just topping off.
Oh, he's just topping off. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot of damage, so I imagine he got most, if not all of it, fixed under the initial stop there under yellow. But yeah, just get that little bit of fuel top off.
As we kind of come around 1 to green here with Justin Vandermeyer.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, we got some sort of shenanigans going on.
It must have been something in my eyes. I thought somebody just darted hard left, like unrealistically left. But
Gotcha,
everything looks good.
Well, speaking of darting left, the pace car will be ready to do that himself as we're reaching the exit of turn 4. Justin Vandermeer in the 24 will be leading us back to green. We are about to enter the restart zone. And green means go. We're back underway at Daytona. Big jump from Vandermeer there. Not the best restart for Gavin Hibbs, but hey, Lord knows that doesn't matter here at Daytona. You don't want to get that big jump here, Zach.
No, I'd say if you pull away too quickly, they may catch up to you, as we see Gavin Hibbs here come up right behind Justin Vandermeer here, trying to get that bump draft going. Is he going to take the top or bottom line? And it looks like he's going to opt for the top line there as we start the drafts. And Justin Vandermeer doesn't have anybody here. And
he is
falls
getting
back.
left out to dry. Man. He's in the sucker hole now. He's going all the way back. I think he's going to be outside the top 10 here, Zach.
I would agree with that there as we continue to watch him kind of fall into the bottom line there. Hopefully he can still try to recover this race, but let's take our attention back up front as Gavin Hibbs is leading that bottom line in front of David Western Green. Sorry for that mispronunciation earlier. And right behind him we have Dustin Durr.
that outside lane being led by Gerald Campbell. He wants to right the wrongs of his race number 1 as he's trying to bring them up to the front. We see a lot of separation in towards the back of the pack. We now have 3 distinct packs of cars.
This is what I was expecting when we first went green. It's kind of these just 3 distinct groups here, or maybe even more than that, but I'm glad we got those couple of good laps of 2-lane racing, even 3 wide in some points, as we watch this top lane kind of fall back a little bit more. I think we may just have a singular line in the top group here, unless the top line can kind of push it up.
They're doing a better job of getting organized here. They're starting to get that. Of course, as I say that, they decide to take it. Oh, yes! Dusty Dura gets spun into the infield. We stay green.
Tyler Holmes is putting it sideways to the grass, and he's safe. Oh, God. That was great running there as Connor, I believe, was the one to get in the back of the 8 there and just spin him.
Yep, you're correct. You were correct. Yep, just I couldn't quite tell if it was a bad bump. It all happened too fast, but yeah, sent all the way down into the infield grass, and now he absolutely needs a caution.
I say if he wants to bring his race back here, absolutely. We get a replay of kind of what happens here.
Yep, just a bad bump, gets him sent up, and he tries to come back down, take his line, and the 9 was there and gave him 1 extra bump that shot him down into the infield grass. Very good job to keep that off of the wall and keep that 8 car nice and clean.
Absolutely. I say he's probably crossing his fingers that that doesn't happen again here, and hopefully somebody will throw a caution here and he can get back into this as we watch the front pack go 3 wide here. As we see these 3 lanes kind of develop. I think Justin Vandemeyer's in the back of one of them there, but your top 3 are Gavin Hibbs, Justin Wadsworth, and
here comes Wadsworth taking the lead. And we see those 2 rear packs have become 1 pack, and they're starting to catch up to this pack. The more they go 3 wide, the easier it'll be for that second pack to catch up. And you know, everyone in that second pack is rooting them on, saying, stay 3 wide, stay 3 wide.
I know, I'd say everyone's wanting that and trying to get back into the lead group here, especially.
And yep, they are there. This is now 1 big happy pack of race cars. Let's go. Whoa. We see Weeks slide right up in front of Tate Lyle. That was nearly bad.
As we
see the 11 car starting to try to put himself into the lead. It's got Hibbs right behind him, giving him a little bit of help now. Westergreen jumps up to the outside lane as well. Little bit of 3 wide as Adams starts to get shot back to the back of this pack. Sorry about that, Zach.
You're good. I was about to say, Gavin Hibbs has been doing a really good job to stay up front here. He hasn't been giving up too much as we watch on Harrison Talons on board here, right behind Justin Vandemeyer, who's done a good job to keep in the top 10 here. He did fall back on that restart, which didn't help him much there. I will say, we haven't done our race picks yet. I feel like you should go first this time, as mine ended very poorly last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give my curse to my friend Dave Westergreen there.
I would say it paid out for David Tucker in the last race, so we'll see how he does. I think I'm gonna give it to Justin Vandemeyer. I feel like his race pace has been good, and he's still in this. I think he can make a charge for the front again, especially if we get a couple late cautions here and he just gets a couple good runs.
I agree. We've seen that 24 car up at the front quite a bit tonight. as we're all familiar with that. 24 Pepsi Monte Carlo being up front on the restrictor plate tracks quite a lot back in the day.
So he's trying to put it back up there now, as he is currently P7 or P8 now in that top line.
Here comes Westergreen. Jumps to the inside of Cutlip, and he's trying to take the lead, and he's got it. Ooh! Getting a little bit sketchy right there behind him with Holmes and Wadsworth there, as we see one car down below the yellow line. It's the, I believe that's a Kenny Irwin Bell South car, if I remember correctly. I think I might be a little bit wrong on that. I also can't quite tell who's driving it.
I would say it's kind of hard to choose these numbers as they're speeding by us here as the number 11 falls out of the top line.
What a power move. Cutlip tried to throw the block. Matthew Weeks said nah and just kept his foot in it. And he slides to the race lead with Vanderbilt and Talon right behind him. Boy, howdy, that got hairy.
Hey guys,
Absolutely.
I have a suggestion. All right, how would you guys feel if we cranked it up and brought the?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah?
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
Set that up as well.
Go ahead and let me go ahead and crank up that audio and let's go ahead and bring. Oh no!
I think it's not
He saved it! Unbelievable save for Matthew Weeks. Oh no, they're wicked! Oh, I think more.
Oh, Dave!
That's the big
no.
one. Oh no!
Oh,
Guys,
we almost got away with that shot free.
They
William
did
White,
not want
Dave
us to crank it up.
Huckleberry. No, Dave,
Oh no!
our buddy Dave Huckleberry.
Oh my gosh, that wheel
my
is gone.
God. That is too much damage. We are done there, ladies and gentlemen.
Dave was doing such a great
There.
job.
Yeah, that Terry Labonte throwback hit it. They're broke.
Oh man, we were doing so well. As the 20 gets loose and comes up and just causes so much havoc.
Yeah, they had to go somewhere to avoid him and just got together. 9 got up into Stanley, set him up into Gore. Daniel Gore with big damage. We saw
David Tucker in there as well.
Yeah, got it. I think I saw the one big damage for 30. Some damage for 38 of Andrew Newcastle.
Pretty sure that was William White in that as well.
Yep, you were correct.
That.
I got my cars a little transposed. It was Daniel Gore who was sent up into the 91 Ethan Stanley, and just calamity happened from there. Dave just couldn't see what was going on until it was too late. It looked clear until it wasn't, and just hit the spinning 43 car. Same with Andrew Newcastle, Aaron's Dream with the Machine 38. The Dream Machine turned it into a nightmare right there.
As we watch the race off of pit lane here, is that Gavin Hibbs? Did he make it to the line there?
No, Gavin.
Close.
Gavin, no, he came out well. He's about mid-pack. I don't know if he took tires or not, but
I'm being shown Tate Lytle.
Tate Lytle
Lytle
wins the race off of pit road with Westergreen there in P2.
Oh, well, hold on. He just let
P3.
the 22 go by, so.
Yeah. Does Tate Lytle have a penalty? Uh-oh.
Well, no, it could just be that Tate didn't win the battle. It was actually the 16 or the 22 on our screens.
You are correct. That Carlos, I am wrong once again. So David
that's okay.
Winning the race off the road. Good for Tate Lytle that I was wrong. See, Jared Campbell came off in 4th, and 5th, Justin Wadsworth. That was a shame that wreck happened, because that was one of the best saves I have ever seen. That was shades of Kyle Busch in the the shootout back in 2012.
Well, 2011,
Sideways.
2012, 2013. It's many years where he did that type of save.
Yeah, that one in 2012 though, when he was on the apron, sparks flying, and he somehow saved it and went on to win the race after that. We'll see if Matthew Weeks can do the same thing here as we're getting ready to go 1 to green. You know, this is the big thing that, and we saw that on the last restart. When it comes to these draft tracks, the single file restart, that is one of the most nerve-wracking things, because if you don't get a good start, your chances of losing the draft just grows exponentially. That's why we saw those the big gaps and those the race kind of turn into the 3 packs. So you really got to make sure you're on your game on your restarts. But it's so hard when you're back in the pack and you just can't quite see the leaders, Zach.
Absolutely, and I would say, especially with what happened with Justin Vandermeer on that last restart there, he had an amazing jump on Gavin Hibbs, but nobody behind him to keep him up front, as we've seen this time and time again. As you were commentating about it earlier, you can't have those big restarts. You want to, but if you do, then you're just going to be out of it and fall back like Justin Vandermeer. But he did make a good recovery. He's currently P3 behind Tate Lytle, which as well, Tate Lytle is sounding very excited over the radio here as I'm listening into the drivers chatting. He's kind of laughing it up here and happy to be up this far. So we'll see how he does on this restart as they're coming around turn 4 now.
Yes, sir. Classic Tate Lytle.
As I believe. I thought he was on his phone for a second there. It looked like it. Or around it. Oops, sorry.
Takes a special amount of talent to be able to drive and look at your phone, even pace and look at your phone. But as we're well aware, Tate Lytle has a whole heck of a lot of talent. As we see the pace car making that hard left onto pit road, Western Green brings us to the restart box, and green means go. We're back underway at Daytona.
Not a great start from David there. He's kind of keeping it back. I think he learned from what Justin Vandermeer did, as we watched Tate Lytle and Justin kind of form that bottom line there with Justin's Wadesworth as well. And the top line slips away again, as it's only just 2 of them up there with Gerald Campbell and David Western Green.
Yeah, it's clear that the inside line is where you want to be.
Absolutely. As we watch the bottom line here just kind of pull away farther and farther, I wonder if somebody's going to try to shoot up and make that top line kind of stick as we're coming around to make it 24 laps to go with Tate Lytle leading it here, right behind Justin Vandermeer, and then Justin Wadesworth behind him with Terry Holmes and Gavin Hibbs right behind them. Still coming around here. Gavin Hibbs has been doing a pretty good job keeping it in the top 5. I don't think we've seen him kind of drop down at all.
Yeah, he's giving a great shove to the Ada Trey Holmes. They're leading that outside lane. You see a few guys kind of abandoning ship behind them, jumping down into that inside line. There's still 5 cars that prevail on the outside.
Still just trying to make it work with David Western Green joining down the bottom line there at about P4 and P5 as they trade back and forth. Still, though, Tate Lytle, Justin Vandergreen are kind of leading this bottom line here as David tries to look on the outside. I think they're nose to tail right in front of Justin Wadesworth here. I don't know if they're ever going to get off each other coming around this track, as it's kind of crucial for them to stay this way if they want to lead this race.
Well, absolutely. But, you know, oh, hello, and there's the re-emergence of the 3Y TV cutaway car.
And that's Get another look at that engine there.
That's more a David Westergreen than I ever wanted to see. So you see Westergreen jump to the outside, and Vandermarl joins with him. Ooh, that was a bit close. I'm sure Westergreen's not happy with that.
No, I see Justin Vandermeyer trying to get a push here to try to take the lead from Tate Lytle as they're finally 2-2 coming up in the very front here. So Tate Lytle here is gonna need a big push if he wants to keep that lead, and I don't think he has it.
No, wow.
Farther back.
Yeah, that inside line has absolutely fallen apart as we see the 24 and the 22 jump down. 48 of Talon joins them.
And as we create this bottom line here, I think we're gonna keep it for a lap or two. As I say that, the 48 of Harrison Talon brings it up to the top line there. I don't know if this is gonna stick.
We'll see. He's got Matthew Weeks fresh from the big save. He's putting himself up into the mix, and Gerald Campbell right there behind them. So you see a second. We're back to the 1, 2, 3 pack setup as we saw on the last restart. That's like I said, if you're just off on that restart just a little bit, you're gonna have a bit of a rough time.
Yeah, as you're saying that, we're getting 3 wide in the back of the first pack here, so we may make it 4 groups if they continue to keep it 3 wide, as the 48 car is left alone in the middle, and he has nowhere to go, and he's gonna fall to the back of this pack here. They come around here. That top line still trying to make it work with their low numbers there, but the bottom line is just too far ahead of him at this point, with Justin Vandermeyer and David Westergreen leading that charge with Tate Lytle and Justin Waysworth right behind them. It'll be really interesting to see if one of these cars make a jump to the top line here to see if they can't get a little bit more of a push, as we watched Justin Vandermeyer do that a minute ago, as we're on board with Tate Lytle here with that little webcam down there at the bottom. I'm driving the 56 car.
Oh!
Bit of a movement up front. Oh, Vandermarl getting a bit crossed up, and that has killed the momentum on this inside line. The outside goes steaming right along, and Matthew Weeks taking the lead.
Tough break for Justin Vandermeyer there, especially since he was doing so well. Killed the momentum for the bottom line, and we'll see if he can't recover it here with Matthew Weeks joining them. See what he can do as, the number 8 car slides up a little bit to rejoin the top line, and we are again 2-2 racing here at Daytona.
Oh, that was bad. Oh, Holmes and Vandermarl got a little close there, near center of the corner, and that could have been disaster. Netcode God shining on all of us that nothing came from that.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like we're due for a big one here if they continue to race that way, and hopefully this will not bring up the commentator's curse as we watch Justin Vandermeyer push Weeks to the front here ahead of Holmes there, trying to make this bottom line prevail. I think he's going to be able to do it here unless Holmes can get enough support. Doesn't look like he might. Getting really close as they're 3 wide in the back of this first pack here. I think we've consolidated most of the packs from that restart as all the fighting has done.
Yeah, all that infighting behind is really messing up the momentum of the outside line. Although there's still good enough pushes to where Holmes is able to nose ahead. And he'll drop down. And here comes David Tooker now, the leader of the outside line.
David Tooker doing a good job trying to keep with the pack here as Holmes is keeping down on that bottom line. Tokyo just doesn't have enough support there, as again, there's
Oh,
3 wide in the back.
I don't like this.
We're still in it. We're still green. As we're about to go 15 to go this time by.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Oh, we got caught on the wall. Campbell.
So he just got a little loose into the wall there as he drops further
Oh,
back in the
Talon
pack.
into the wall too. I don't know if he got loose more over the little bit of skew in the right rear. He just got a little too high and the skew kind of caught. There's a whole lot of skew in the super speedway car, but I still think there's enough to where if you're not careful, it will kind of catch you out right there.
I do agree, especially at the super speedway.
Oh, Lester Green almost getting. Yep, he is hung out to dry.
So watch Western Green follow it farther and farther back there. As Tate Lytle is trying to make the recovery run there as the lap car of, I believe that's William White, makes his way around the pack. Wow. He's doing a good job leading the bottom line here, especially with Tate Lytle trying to make the top line work again. Oh, and we have a spin.
Oh,
right.
that Talon, he is parked on the front stretch. I think he might be beached on the. Yep.
Caution.
Caution is out.
Ooh, official will not be happy with that one.
Yeah, that's the fact that he was able to get going right as the caution flag waved. That it's gonna be interesting there.
Yeah, I say. Oh.
Wow.
I couldn't really tell there if he got a little helping hand or if that was just him getting a little loose into the wall.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell either.
So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, big crash into the wall there. I don't know how the rest of his race is going to go tonight, but I don't think that's what he was looking for.
Nope.
At all.
Interesting to note, the engine never turns off, so he just waited there.
Yeah.
Alright, well, on that note, fellas, we're going to go ahead and take a quick ad break. Shout out to our fantastic sponsors, and we'll be right back.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We're back.
And welcome back, everyone. We are Still wrapping up our caution period. Not quite one to go, but this is a good opportunity for all of us to take a deep breath and just prepare for the final stages. We will have, I believe, 10 to go when we go back racing here. Did we get any pit stops under that caution?
I couldn't really tell who took tires there, but it looks like your top 3 are still the same, with Holmes, Tate Lytle, and Matthew Weeks kind of still being there. So they definitely didn't take the gamble on fresher tires or trying to fuel up here, as we are now 1 to green. So your assessment was right. We're going to be 10 to go when the green flag drops. It'll be interesting to see if anybody has taken tires or taken a pit
18th
stop
and
there.
back.
So it sounds like
18th
the
and back, yeah.
18th and back has taken that pit stop there. They're probably looking to try to get up there, as we see the pit stop strategy here for Holmes, Tate Lytle, Weeks. Just kind of the top 10. As you see Trey Holmes there, up 15 places to take the lead here. So it kind of looks like the top 10 are all on the same strategy here. So see how it goes as the pace car is about to make that left-handed turn there. Sorry about that.
Yep. Still got, man, the pace car is really liking that middle line. Unfortunately, the pace car has no help behind him, so he's going to be absolutely swallowed up by the rest of the field as they draft right on by.
Looks like they're almost about to there, as we see Trey Holmes almost overtaking the pace car there, running right beside him.
Yeah, you know he's ready for the restart of this race.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be wanting to get to that inside line as soon as possible and to just hopefully catch that draft and keep himself up front. It'll be interesting to see kind of how these lines develop as we are about to watch the pace car drive off here.
Yep, pace car about to make the hard left turn onto pit road. We see Trey Holmes bringing the field to the restart zone. And Greenwing's going. We're underway at Daytona once again. Even start from everyone, not a single gap. And there we go, first to jump out of the line, Dusty Dewar. We see Gavin Hibbs right there behind him, and the top 3 join him.
We watched the 11 and Justin Vandemeyer get kind of left out on that top line there.
That they do, but some great pushing from Vandermeer behind, and he's shoving them right back up to the front, and Gavin Hibbs joins them. And this looks like a good restart. Oh, we got a car! Chaos!
Oh.
42 turned into the infield. No caution. Oh, he just barely keeps it out of the wall. What a piece of driving. Woo.
Ryan Berg there.
Yeah, great job. Yes. The Russian judge only giving him a 9. I'm going to give him a full 10 on that one. That was impressive. And all of a sudden, the pack has shrunk. It looked like everyone got a good jump, but then I guess in the midst of that incident, everyone fell off, and now we only have what is this? Like the top
10, it looks like almost. Maybe
wow.
top 11.
Yeah, top 10.
As we watch another 3 groups form here. I think that's, I think Norgard, they're leading that second group. They're trying to catch the front pack, as Trey Holmes is still leading this with Matthew Leith and Tate Lytle right behind him. And that top line, again, falling off. It doesn't seem like they can keep their momentum going for long. It just comes and goes.
Yeah, you see that ebb and flow a lot when it comes to maintaining that outside lane. You need a lot of buy-in. You have to have guys that are committed to keeping that outside lane going. And so far, they're doing a solid job. But even though a little bit of discrepancy with the car, oh, now it's only a 4-car line up there.
So yeah, with Tate Lytle leading that top line there, he just needs one good push to try to put him back up front ahead of Trey Holmes here, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it unless the 11 car can just give him a little bit more here, as I believe he is starting to do as we watch the top line kind of make its return to try to fight Trey Holmes and Matthew Weeks up there on the bottom, or down there on the bottom line. As we're coming around, about to make it 6 to go. Trey Holmes is...
Second pack starting to catch up as we see change for the lead. Tate Lytle takes the lead. They'll drop down right in front of that 8-car. It's going to be side by side with Cutlet leading the outside lane.
So Tate Lytle got out of the top lane very quickly there to try to get the bottom lane. Looks like that's the more favorable option around this track here, as it looks like both lines are kind of even here, as Cutlet and Vandermeer and Holmes and Tate Lytle there, kind of the top 4 battling it out here. I think it's going to be like this till the end.
Absolutely. Oh, we got a crash back. Chaos, the 9-car spun around.
Can he save it?
It's hard to say. Oh, no. He's spinning all over the place. Oh, but he keeps off the wall. We keep green. We're coming to 5 laps to go.
Cutlet has cut across to the bottom line, and Tate Lytle cut across at the top as he barely takes the lead of this lap.
I think yeah, he cut him a break on that one. How many breaks he's going to get here in the next few laps, I don't think there's going to be many. He's using those brakes up while he can.
Oh, absolutely. So you're going to try to do everything you can, especially when there's 5 laps to go, and you just have these 2 types of cars here as we watch the 8-car dive down.
Oh, you were back in the... Oh, save it, Dusty. Oh, no, he's back up the track, into the wall. Oh, right in front of the field. Oh, Gore plows into him at full speed, and we're under caution. Oh, man. Oh,
I think that Tate
Daniel,
Lytle...
speak to us.
I think he's done.
Boy. That 69 car is dead. That was not nice for Daniel Gore.
No, I see Daniel Gore had such a great time at Chicagoland, and I don't think it's been a good one for him here at Daytona, as we are 4 to go here, and I think when we restart, we'll be about 2 to go. If I'm not mistaken here, unless I can't do that, which is probably the case. But we'll see. Oh yeah, as we get the math symbols floating by the screen here, I just gotta know how to count down the numbers here as we get a good replay of what happened here with Daniel Gore.
Yeah. Oh man.
Who's driving this 8?
I believe that 8 might be Dusty Door. At least that's what I've thought so far. And Trey Holmes is in the Dale Jr.
Yep, that's it.
2004 8. Hey, I'm right again.
Cool.
Does this race have a green-white checkered? Holy cannoli! What a!
I don't remember when green-white checkers were introduced.
I don't believe so, because I feel like that's a newer thing here. We watched Dustin Dur's wheel flying all over the place. That big hit. There's still 3 to go here. Are we gonna end this under caution?
It's 50. It's 50 laps normally, right? So
yeah,
we're gonna see if it counts down to 2 next time by. Then it's going to be like not green white checkered. But if it stays at 3, it's a green white checkered.
Well, we'll see if we're gonna have a 1-lap shootout here for the lead, or if we're gonna get a green-white checkered this time by. I don't know. I think if I'm Tate Lytle here, I would take my odds in the one-lap shootout to see if I can keep this lead going, especially with behind him Jonathan Cutlip and Justin Vandemeyer. They'll probably want to get the jump on him, so he may be left to dry. But I don't know. It's a toss-up at this point with this late of a caution and how severe it was, as we're about to figure out what we're going to have here for the ending of this race as well.
Yeah, hopefully for all of our sake, we get that one last opportunity to fight for the win.
I feel like Tate Lytle would love to be a victory here, especially for such a great cause. As we kind of look at the top three here, as well as, well, I guess.
Yeah, I think we might be getting a green-white checkered here, because it's I don't know.
No, it's gonna be
Moment of truth.
It's about to cross the line, coming up right about now. And
it
looks
oh
like
no, it is a green-white checkered.
Oh,
Yep, we got a green-white checkered. Oh, baby.
It teased us.
We thought we were gonna get the one-lap shootout, but no. This is gonna be interesting. So we're gonna get a green-white checkered. This time by Tate Lytle has a target on his back here, I would say. I feel like everyone's either going to get behind him and we're going to get some good dual lane racing here, or he's gonna get missed and fall all the way back, which honestly would not be great for him.
No, I think you're right. He is absolutely a sitting duck right now.
I'd say, especially with these late race starts here at Daytona, there's nowhere for him to go if he can't pick up that draft. I think Jonathan Cutlip here is probably going to be looking for a push from Justin Vandemeyer, but I don't know. It's anybody's race at this point, and we'll have to see the strategies and what line prevails as we're coming around to the last few corners to get this green-white checkered. I think it's anybody's race at this point between the top 10. Honestly, everybody, because it's Daytona. Anything can happen.
I think you're absolutely right.
At least that we didn't get a demolition derby the entire race here, and we've gotten a lot of green flag laps around here, but it's all coming down to this. Tate Lytle will lead the field coming into this checkered flag, or green-white checkered here, sorry. As the pace car is about to dive into the pit lane.
Yes, sir. Pace car making that hard left turn. Tate Lytle brings us into the restart box. And green means go. We're underway once again at Daytona. 2 laps to decide race 2.
Clean getaway.
All kinds of jockeying for position right now.
Uh-oh, the top line has numbers here, but as we watch Gavin Hibbs, I believe, dive down to the bottom line. It's 2 and 3. As it about to make it 4 here with the 20 car getting up right behind them. Oh, and he chooses the top line.
Oh.
There's 3v3 in this first pack. You're in!
Oh no!
Goes wide! Does he save it? Oh,
not quite. Oh, what a heartbreak. Leader with 2 to go will not be the leader with no to go.
Jonathan Cutlip will take the lead from Tate Lytle here as he is struggling to get back going. And we're cutting back to the front.
Oh, we got a cart into the infield grass. Oh, and he avoids the wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, everything's happening right now. Jonathan Cutlip leading, and he's leading the outside lane. Here comes Weeks jumping down to the bottom.
Weeks is down at the bottom, trying to get the run, but there's nobody behind him.
Wide in the back of the pack, or back of this pack rather.
Oh, there's nobody pushing Jonathan Cutlip as he cuts down to the bottom.
Whoa, they're stacking up. but they're still clean. They're still green.
Trey
Out of
Holmes
the
is-
final corner. Oh, no! Coming to the checkered.
Hibbs.
And it's Jonathan Cutlip.
Jonathan
Cutlip wins race 2 at Daytona. Oh, what an absolute performance by Jonathan Cutlip there. He will hang on and get the dub. Wow.
Absolute drive from Jonathan Cutlip tonight. He is going to be ecstatic about that one. I don't know if he knew about the big wreck that happened right behind him as they were coming around to the checkered flag there. As we watch kind of Jonathan Cutlip and the top 3 make their way around here for the final time tonight. Ethan Stanley made it up to second after that big wreck behind him, as well as Sam Bootwell. They both got a really great jump there, especially after that big wreck. So there's your top 3: Jonathan Cutlip, Ethan Stanley, and Sam Bootwell. I believe Jonathan Cutlip's going to be enjoying this one.
As he should. That was a incredible drive there.
Absolutely. We'll have to wait to give him an interview here as he finishes up doing his celebratory donuts on the front stretch here. While we're waiting on that here, let's see if anybody's... Oh, it looks like they're still finishing up, so we'll give it a bit of time here. James, final thoughts? Anything to say?
Yeah, that's the kind of the ideal Daytona race you want. You know, a lot of green flag racing, a lot of battles, good amount of wrecks, but not too many. As we see David Tooker, he's trying to bring it across the line at wreck bucket of you know what, and he will cross the line. What a job by David Tooker to finish the race. Race 1 winner. He finished race 2.
It looked like he had a Lightning McQueen moment there towards the end. Coming around.
More like the one car after the big wreck early on in the movie. Don't take me out, coach. I can still race.
That was David Tooker there, finishing it, unlike that one car. Alrighty, I think... as we're still waiting here for the top 3 to make their way to the waiting room, I feel like that was a good one. That final wreck there cemented everything, and like we were talking about a minute ago when we first started, anything can happen at Daytona. It's where dreams come to be made or die, and for a lot of people, it came true with Jonathan Cutlip making it there, and Ethan Stanley coming up in second.
We get the race results if you guys want to go through that.
So we'll go ahead and go through the race results here. As you know, our top 3: Jonathan Cutlip, Ethan Stanley, Sam Boatwell, and rounding out in 4th and 5th, we have Trey Holmes and Matthew Weeks, with Gerald Campbell in 6th, Ryan Bergs in 7th, David Westergreen, I've been butchering that name all night, in 8th, and then 9th and 10th, Jacob Adams and David Tooker. And then kind of rounding out the last of the pack here, Jay Connors in 11th, Justin Wadesworth in 12th there. Andrew Hardcastle got 13th. Justin Vandemeyer, my pick for tonight's race, unfortunately P14. Tough break for him. Had a good race. As we watch our producer block out his name there. William White.
The circle of shame.
The circle of shame. Down there in P28, it seems. We have William White in P15, Connor Thompson in 16th, Gavin Hibbs in 17th. He was not one of the lucky ones to make it out of the wreck there, it seems. Joshua Osborne in 18th, Zach Evans in 19th. Tate Lytle, again, one of the not so lucky ones to make it out of that front pack there as we watched him spin it on the back straight. Dustin Durr in 21st, Daniel Gore in 22nd, Leighton Norgard in 23rd, Harrison Talon in 24th, Jaden Racines in 25th, David Huckleberry, as we watched him earlier, not have a great race and get out earlier in this race in P26. Jesse Racines in 27th, and then skipping over P28 and rounding out Christopher Alberg in 29th, and then Norman Wordsworth rounding out P30. So let's say that's your race results for Daytona tonight, and I believe we have all of our top 3 here. I think we're still missing Sam.
We're missing Sam, but let's talk to Ethan, John. If Sam can't make it, that's
okay. So we'll start with Ethan Stanley here, our second place finisher. James, I'll let you take this one over.
Alrighty. Ethan Stanley, James up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, what a night of racing. First of all, just take us through those crazy final laps there here on that green white checkered. First of all, where did you even restart from?
I think I was the 3rd car back in the line. I don't remember where I really restarted, but yeah, I was in the back the whole night, had damage early, and same thing with Chicagoland, just damage. So it got it all fixed up towards the end there, and yeah, just had a really good final restart, just one short at the end.
Yeah, you did great to really put yourself in position to win there right at the end. It was a bit of a funny moment with the with us here in the booth. We saw you stay out on that first yellow, and we were like, oh, is he gonna play some crazy strategy? And then you pitted immediately after. Did you stay out to try to get a lap lead bonus?
No, I was just doing it for a little bit of extra fuel. I know it's not much, but you know, you get a little bit saved, and it was close on fuel, so I figured might as well try it.
Yes, sir. It ain't much, but it's honest work there.
Yeah, I was already in the back.
So, as we get ready, as we wrap up tonight's charity race, we get ready to start the season tomorrow. What are your thoughts going into this season? How do you think it's going to turn out for you?
We'll have to see. I think I should do pretty well. I've ran this car like a handful of times at this point, and I feel like I'm okay in it. I know how to save. Auto Club should be fun. That should be a pretty good combo for these cars, so pretty excited. Alrighty,
well, it was a heck of a run tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shoutouts you'd like to give?
I have nothing to shout yet, but there will be a shout out for tomorrow if I end up on the podium.
Alrighty, well, the mysterious Ethan Stanley there, bringing it home P2. Thank you, Ethan, and hopefully we're talking to you again tomorrow. We can get those shoutouts.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Alrighty. That was Ethan Stanley, our P2 finisher, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull Jonathan Cutlip into here, P1 finisher. Jonathan, this is Zachary in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
How's it feel to win at Daytona after everything that's happened tonight?
Yeah, it was a interesting race for sure. Interesting night. First race was super fun. Just started figuring out the car a little bit, and unfortunately just ended up at the wrong side of the 4-wide situation. But you know, it happens. And yeah, tonight is just a lot of fun. This car is really fun to race at a plate track. The Cup car, Xfinity, and trucks are kind of rough to race, and this is kind of like what the old Cup car, the old Next Gen used to be, where you could just like really just, you know, take your own runs and just like work with people if you chose to, and just like have a nice time racing around people.
I'd say you definitely looked like you were having fun, especially the closing laps there. I don't know if you saw behind you the absolute massacre that happened with everyone right behind you as you came around for that checker flag. But kind of, how are you feeling throughout the race, especially in the car and getting used to it and the way it feels around here?
I felt pretty decent. I had a decent idea of what to do going in as far as what to do, because I remember watching these cars a lot when they originally ran, and it's pretty much the same concept. You can be a little bit more aggressive. Unfortunately, I was dealing with some computer issues most of the night where it kind of hitched, and I felt like it would get a little bit of a weird netcode as far as pushing and being pushed, because I almost hooked the 11 and then I almost hooked the 56, and then when me and the 8 were working together, it almost hooked me, so it was a little unsettling not knowing when that was going to happen, because obviously you're trying to just get as much as you can, and wrong things happening at the wrong time, and it almost caused a huge wreck a few times. But yeah, felt pretty good tonight. Play tracks, one of my favorite types of racing, just to be able to just throw everything out there and just race each other as hard as we can.
Like I say, you guys seem to be having a lot of fun out there. I hope this will help translate into tomorrow's race at Auto Club. How are you feeling with the practice and with the season starting tomorrow? Are you hoping to be back on the podium?
Yeah, not sure if we're going to be there tomorrow. We'll have to play it by ear, but Auto Club's a super fun track, super fun car, so hopefully it puts on a good show tomorrow. Should be one of those races where every lane is viable. So yeah, it'll be a really good race to call. And yeah, hopefully if we do a race, we can repeat tonight and get another one.
Absolutely. I hope to talk to you again. Before I let you go here, is there anybody you'd like to shout out, sponsors or anything like that, family members?
Shout out to Race CPI. It's my Road Pro team. Super great group of guys. Fortunately, we're not running this year because it got canceled, but hopefully next year we can put together a good run and maybe get to the top spot in the sport over here. Shout out to Field Up Racing, Pro Edge Racing, pretty much all of our friends. We had some fun tonight. Shout out to Trey Holmes. He gave me a huge push tonight. I couldn't have done it without him. He's one of my best friends. Shout out to Weeks. Got a super solid push in there at the end as well. I kind of wish that we had finished top 3, but I'm not really sure what happened to cause the wreck behind us, and I just saw them get collected. So I wish we could have shared the podium, but yeah, I couldn't have gotten here without them. And shout out to you guys over in Elite, Carlos, James, and Zach. I hope you guys had a good night tonight. I'm looking forward to watching the broadcast back. Hopefully the racing was good.
I say the racing was definitely good. Thank you so much for joining us here. And yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoy the victory and hopefully see you here again tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good night.
You. Righty, that seems to do it for our top 3. Looks like we can't get Sam Botwell in here. Oh, sorry. I mixed up moving people there. That's my bad. Sorry about that, James. Say it seems like we can't find Sam Botwell, but that was our first place finisher, Jonathan Cutliff. James, kind of ending thoughts here on tonight's race. What were your feelings on how it all ended?
Yeah, it was an awesome night of racing. Both races were absolutely incredible, and it was good to get used to everything, get used to everyone, and being on air. This is my first time actually being play-by-play on broadcast. I've normally always been color commentator, so hopefully I was able to do a good enough job there for everyone, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow and the first official 2003 Cup Series race presented by 3Y TV.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like that does it for us here in the broadcast booth. James, do you want to take us away?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank everyone here at the Elite Racing Network and all of our drivers for helping putting on a fantastic show for tonight, and everyone for getting together for the cause and doing a lot of great things for great charity. But with that, my name is James Watson with my partner Zach, and we'll hope you have a good night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.